Hey, Mark Rodriguez here. You're watching WWE Aftershock. We're talking about all the cool pay-per-views on the WWE Network. And we're going to end the year with the final pay-per-view of the year, Roadblock, End of the Line. And I guess it's considered a Raw pay-per-view because for whatever reason, the tables, ass, and chairs was considered a SmackDown pay-per-view. So we got some matches here. Let's get to it. The first one we had here was Big Cass by himself going up against Rusev. And basically, from what I remember, because I haven't really seen too many episodes of Raw lately, but I've seen the little videos they put on Facebook and whatever. I guess Enzo was naked for some reason, and Lana saw him, and of course Rusev just randomly showed up and was pissed off as to why are you naked in front of my wife or whatever. So I don't know. And I guess from what they were talking about, it didn't show it because usually when they talk stuff, they show the scenes, but they just talked about without actually showing it. But I guess Lana invited Enzo to her hotel room. So whenever he showed up, of course, Rusev gave the beat down on him. It was like a trap, Rusev was there waiting to attack him or whatever. So I guess Big Cass took it personally. So we got this match here, Rusev against Big Cass. And so yeah, Big Cass was fighting it out. It's a pretty good match. A very good match for Rusev because we rarely see Rusev go up against big powerhouse guys. And I don't even think he did the accolade in this match, unless I was not paying attention. But the weird thing is that Rusev took the fight out of the ring. They were both fighting amongst, where the audience is or whatever. And Lana tried to, I guess, attack Enzo. When Enzo turned, she pretended to be, injured or something. And while Enzo was distracted, Rusev basically mowed him down. And while Cass was trying to make sure Enzo was all right, the countdown was going on because they were out of the ring this whole time. Rusev ran back into the ring, and Big Cass lost by countout. So that was kind of, I guess it's clever, but it's like, come on, Rusev's a powerhouse. He shouldn't have to resort to those kind of, cheesy, cowardly tactics. I mean, I know that Big Cass was giving Running for his money, but still, I mean, I don't know. I guess they'll have a rematch or something sooner or later. I'm not 100% sure. I think they did say they was going to have a rematch on Raw, so we'll see. And that's the kickoff show, by the way. So now for the actual pay-per-view show, for a big shocker, we had the tag team of Cesaro and Sheamus that can't stand each other fighting against the New Day for the tag team championships. And yeah, it was a pretty good match. Lots of back and forth. Well, one thing I did notice though is that Cesaro and Sheamus did mess around. Okay, right off the bat, as soon as the bell rang, bam, Cesaro just ran in there and he just attacked the crap out of the New Day. They kind of singled out Kofi as the weaker man, I guess. They were both beating the crap out of him, Sheamus and Cesaro, not giving him much of a chance to tag in Big E. And even whenever Big E finally did get in, I mean, he had his moments. He still did his powerhouse stuff, but he still got the beat down and everything. And what can I say? It was a pretty intense match. Whenever Big E did the big ending, I was sure that was another win for the New Day, but no, they still tapped out and everything. And Xavier Woods was trying to cheat as usual, but they still knocked them out of the way. They kind of kept them out of it. So Cesaro and Sheamus were really focused. They weren't gonna fall for the usual tricks and tactics that the New Day always pull, because the third guy that always cheats. So in the end, in a very, very clever way, I guess they were fighting against Kofi. What happened was that Sheamus was trying to reach Cesaro for the tag, and Cesaro had his hand out, but then he did the whole psych kind of thing, so that Cesaro would not so that Sheamus couldn't tag him. And at first we thought that Cesaro was just being a douche because, they hate each other, they can't stand each other, so he was just, hey, I'll help you out, psych, I'm not going to help you. But, no, Cesaro ran to the ring as if the tag took place, and Kofi attacked him and tried to pin him and everything. But the thing is, since he was never actually tagged, he was not the legal man. So Sheamus, who is the legal man, managed to grab Kofi, pin him, and they won. And my jaw just dropped. I was super shocked that the New Day still won. That the New Day actually lost their titles. I was surprised that Cesaro and Sheamus actually won the titles. And the big fake out, like I said, you think that Cesaro was just being a douche with the fake tag, but it was like a trick to get in there pretending to be the legal man so that the real legal man, who was still Sheamus, since the tag was never made, could pin the New Day down. And I'm just surprised wow, because they've just been tag team champs forever. And I've always said that the only way they were ever going to lose is if they ever fought against another team that had another third guy kind of cheater like Xavier Woods that would kind of come in and cheat on their behalf or something, because I never imagined just a regular tag team of two could take on all three of them, you know? And I was also thinking in the past because they have the Booty-O cereal, the Booty-O shirts. They just released, well, not Booty-O, but they just released, like the Pops, the Funko Pops. You could buy all three of them, Toys R Us exclusive and all that stuff. And I was thinking that with all this stuff, I mean, there's no way they're going to lose the titles this year, maybe coming the new year or something. But, when you think about it, they've been tag team champs long enough. They did beat out the record of longest tag team reigning champions in WWE history. And to tell you the truth, this month's like halfway done, so it was like plenty of time for all you kids out there to buy your New Day Funko Pops and the Booty-O cereals and stuff. So they kind of did their thing. They kind of had a good run. And I guess it was enough time for them to like lose the titles, but still have enough pop to last throughout the year. So I guess the question is now, what's going to happen? Are the New Day going to get a rematch? Who's the next like big tag team to really go against Cesaro and Sheamus? Because tag teams are kind of sucky lately. They don't have that many good people. People don't really care about the Ascension. People don't really care about the Shining Stars and those other guys called the Vaudevillains. They don't care about any of those. I guess American Alpha. I forgot if they're Raw or SmackDown, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of them. But I guess we'll see what happens. And another thing is that Cesaro showed like to be the better man. He was still giving a big hug to the New Day, like, "Hey, we're all buds. You put on a good show." But Sheamus just douchedly took the titles and to show him off and all that stuff. So it was very clear that Sheamus is still like the douche, while Cesaro is trying to be the good guy, and he's also trying his best to like be Sheamus's friend, I guess. But Sheamus keeps shoving him aside and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. We'll see how long they last as tag team champions if they're not really on the same page. Anyways, the next match was Sami Zayn against Braun Strowman, and this is an actual. It's like a different match. It wasn't so much about winning. It was so much like, could Sami Zayn actually survive 10 minutes in the ring with Braun Strowman? He didn't have to win. He just had to survive. And you've seen how big Braun Strowman is. He used to be the big guy in, Bray Wyatt's Wyatt family or whatever. So anyways, long story short, the match went as you would expect. Sami tried to drag it out and be, quick, but sooner or later he got caught and he got slammed and he got, just the crap being out of him. Mick Foley came in with a towel. He wanted to throw in the towel, but Sami begged him not to. And then Strowman said, you could have ended this right now, but right now, whatever happens to him, it's on you, Mick Foley. He started, but I'm going to end it now. And then basically Strowman just acted like a dumbass all of a sudden. Strowman just ran into Sami Zayn, who ran out of the way, and he bashed his face against the ring post by accident. Then he tried to run at him again, and he accidentally smashed through the barricades, an accident. And then he got back into the ring, and again he tried to run into Sami Zayn again and got bashed up against the turnbuckle by accident. So it's weird. It's like those last 2-3 minutes that were left, Strowman basically turned into Rocksteady, just running into everything like an idiot. And of course, Sami Zayn managed to win. He managed to win those last minutes, managed to survive the 10 minutes. Not really, pin him down, but he survived the 10 minutes. Although, to be honest, 2 of those 10 minutes were talking with Mick Foley and begging to end or not to end the match, and Strowman turning into Rocksteady. So that was kind of weird. And I guess we'll see what happens there. That was just weird. Next match we had Seth Rollins against Chris Jericho. What can I say? Jericho put up a real good match because I was really expecting him just to kind of, get defeated kind of easy. But no, he really gave Rollins a run for his money. And there's this ongoing storyline now between Owens and Chris Jericho having some kind of falling out. They're arguing a lot, and mostly because Owens wants to prove that he can defeat his opponents by himself, because lately they've been doing this kind of thing where wherever he's losing or something, Jericho comes to cheat and vice versa. So he wants to prove that he's better. The match went on. Lots of good moves. Lots of good things. Owens avoided the pedigree. Why am I saying Owens? Jericho avoided the pedigree a couple of times. There was a time where Jericho did get Rollins in the walls of Jericho, and he was real close to tapping, but he didn't. And Owens randomly came in and started, begging for forgiveness for their friendship or whatever, which is an awkward moment to do that. And it went as I expected to happen, the usual thing. Since Jericho's distracted by Owens and saying, go away, I don't want you here, Rollins still managed to get him. I mean, Jericho kind of fought back. It wasn't as cut and dry, but it's the same thing. Rollins still got him in the pedigree and won the fight. So that's it. But all I can say is that at least I keep saying Owens. At least Jericho gave him one hell of a fight. He really did make Rollins fight to the most visibility to win, when I was expecting it to be more of a easier match, And then we had this weird one. It's a triple threat match for the WWE Cruiserweight title. The current champion is Rich Swann. So I guess Kendrick lost it real quickly. There's this new show called 205 Live that's all about the Cruiserweights. And I guess in one of those episodes, Kendrick lost the title already. So it was a triple threat match between Kendrick, Rich Swann, and TJ Perkins. And it was a decent match, but I was surprised how easily it ended. But I guess I know why. Rich Swann did maintain the title. He did win the match. But then the biggest shocker was out of nowhere. What's his name? Neville just popped in with like weird slick hair and this facial hair that we've never seen before. He's always so clean shaven, and just this real pissed off, ugly look on his face. And he just brutally beat the living crap out of both T.J. Perkins and Rich Swann. And it was weird because he just came in and no one knew, and he's a favorite. So even Rich Swann was kind of happy, like, hey, maybe he's coming to congratulate me or something. And no, he suddenly starts socking them, and he just beat the crap out of everyone. I mean, Kendrick was basically just knocked out on the sideline. So I assume that's why he didn't go after him. If he would somehow get up, I'm sure Neville would have kicked his ass too. So Neville just clean house and beat the living crap out of Perkins and Rich Swann. And every time he thought he was done, he would come back and do more stuff to him until he finally left. So I guess maybe that's why the match ended quickly, to give Neville's time to do his douchiness. I guess he's going to be a heel now. We'll see how much of a pop he has as a heel. But it's so weird, See, and I mean, he's almost unrecognizable. If I just turned on the TV and saw him, if no one yells out, "Oh my God, it's Neville," I would have been saying, "Who the hell is that?" Because he really does look so different. So, anyways, the next match was the Sasha Banks versus Charlotte Flair Iron Man match. If you guys don't know, it's basically a 30-minute match, and you can do as many pinfalls and submissions or whatever. When the whole thing is said and done, whoever has the most pinfalls wins the match. And also, well, you've seen the episodes of the show of Aftershock or all the Raw and stuff. You've been seeing there's a lot of back and forth between Charlotte and Sasha, and for whatever reason, they just don't seem to like Sasha having the title and keeping it, because she would win the title and then lose it the next week again after Charlotte. And then she would win it and then lose it again against Charlotte. And then this recent Hell in a Cell cage match, Sasha Banks lost the title to Charlotte, and then I believe either the next night or maybe the next week after that, one of those weeks, Sasha Banks won the title again against Charlotte, and what's it called? I forgot how they call that term. Pinfalls count anywhere match, and Sasha Banks won the title. So this was supposed to close the chapter and finally ended. There's no rematch clause, so whoever wins, and that's it. No more Sasha versus Charlotte anymore. Move on to someone else. And for me, I was really sure Sasha Banks was going to win, because I mean that's enough for Charlotte already, man. We put up with her for almost a year now. It's been getting to a year. So what can I say? It was a good match. It was very intense. Both girls were really going at it, and it was like the 30 minutes were almost up, and none of them pinned anyone. Sasha Banks did have a bad fall there. Whenever Charlotte tripped her, she actually fell face first into the steel steps, and once that happened, then Sasha was really in bad shape, and Charlotte was trying to take advantage of her and everything. And after a lot of stuff, oh God, I even forgot who pinned who first. I believe Sasha Banks was the first one. No, wait a minute. Oh God, I forgot who pinned who. Because I think Sasha Banks did manage. Yeah, she probably did. She managed to pin Charlotte first, but then later on, Charlotte managed to grab her in the figure 4 leg lock, and Charlotte tapped out. So that already counts as another pinfall. And then you guys gotta correct me if I'm wrong, because I kind of forgot by now. But then Sasha Banks did manage to pin Charlotte again. And the thing is, there was only like about maybe 5 or so minutes left. And at this point, since Sasha Banks was winning, 2-1, all she had to do was just survive. Just survive those last 5 minutes. But Charlotte started to seriously attack her knee, Sasha's knee, and just keep the damage there and bending her in all sorts of ways, all awkward ways. And finally, after all the pain has started its course, she grabbed Sasha in the figure 4 leg lock. And for as much as Sasha tried to attack and fight and everything, those last 3 or 4 seconds, Sasha Banks still tapped out. So it was now a tie. So now it was, what do we do now? 30 minutes were up, it's a tie. So they did overtime, sudden death rules. Whoever does the next pin wins. And yeah, it was, a whole bunch of back and forth. Sasha Banks was still trying to get her second win, still trying to surprise you despite the fact her legs were so messed up at this point. They fought it out, but unfortunately, they did a lot of weird twists and lockups. Like Sasha was trying to do the bank statement, it reversed into this, into that, into a whole bunch of things. But in the end, Charlotte got her in the figure 4 leg lock. And I mean, no matter what she did, or she tried to fight, she tried to punch Charlotte, or she tried to turn it over to reverse it, or whatever. Unfortunately, Sasha Banks tapped out. And I was not expecting this. I was actually filmed when this happened, so here's a quick look at my reaction.
Sasha, turn over. No!
Yes, and as you can see, I was not happy at all. It's just, I am so sick to death of Charlotte. Charlotte she just had a long reign, and she would always win by cheating most of the time. She had Ric Flair cheat for her until whenever she got rid of him. She had Dana Brooke cheat for her and everything. It was almost impossible to win. And then I really do not understand why. What is the deal against Sasha Banks getting the title and just keeping it? That's the part I don't understand. Now there's been times where certain superstars like Kalisto recently win the title for a bit and they lose it, and I guess it's kind of like to see how the fan they react. Do you want this person as a champion or not? And then when you see that the audience loves it, they actually win the title again, but they keep it for a longer time, So Sasha Banks won the title the first time, and she got a big pop out of it. Then she lost it so quickly. I'm I was mad too. But then she won it again. So I was saying, okay, so now that people know that the fans are behind her, now she's going to have a good title reign. But no, she lost it so quickly. That Hell in a Cell match, I had no idea, absolutely no idea whatsoever that she was going to lose it. And then you do this again, where on Raw, she just won it again, and people were complaining about the hot potato, bouncing the title back and forth. But the thing is, since Charlotte has had the title for almost a year, since the whole Diva Revolution thing, since the whole Divas now became Women Championship thing started, I mean, it makes sense that now it's Sasha Banks' turn to have the title. So for her to lose it now, and for it to be the final, the end, no rematch, it's over, you're going to move on to other people, doesn't it make more sense to have Sasha Banks win it and keep it, and maybe move on to maybe Bayley or something, and just get Charlotte the hell away, doesn't that make more sense to have her keep it? I mean, it just pisses me off to no end. I almost wanted to turn off the TV. I almost didn't want to watch the other match because I honestly did not care about the other match in comparison. In my opinion, this should have been the main event, and because the whole thing, Roadblock, end of the line, it really was the end of the line for these two girls. It was their final match together, so it made more sense to make it the main event, but of course, I probably would have been 10 times more pissed if it was the main event and Sasha Banks lost. It's just, I don't understand. I could go on this for hours, but I really want to know, honestly, I want to know what the backstage reason was for this. I want to know if, I should say backstage or behind the scenes. I don't know if Sasha Banks, maybe she was still injured and they didn't think that she could defend her title often enough, or maybe they just felt that maybe she wasn't generating enough heat or wasn't enough pop with the crowd. Maybe they didn't have faith in her as a champion. Maybe they're thinking she's not ready to be champion yet. I don't know. I really want to know what's the behind-the-scene reason of why give the title back to Charlotte and have her keep it, because she's going to keep it for a while. She's not going to lose it like after a week or so. So I don't know. I'm just whatever. Anyways, the last match of the night was Kevin Owens for Roman Reigns. And since Roman Reigns is the WWE Universal... Wait, what? No. Since Kevin Owens is the Universal Champion, the title's on the line. So Roman Reigns beats him, he can still have both titles. Because Roman Reigns is still the U.S. Champion, but his title's on the line. So anyways, like I said, I didn't care. I was still pissed about the Charlotte thing. Like, they should have given like a little filler in between, because I just did not give a crap. I did not want to watch the fight. I just didn't care about... Owens or Reigns, either way, but I did see it, it was aggressive. They beat the crap out of each other, whatever. I did know that Owens actually grabbed Reigns and was like, you're not so bad, whatever. If you're a badass or whatever, how come your title's down the line? How come your title's down the line? That proves I'm the best, and yeah, that proves you don't got the balls and all that. I kind of remember that. And then near the end, Chris Jericho suddenly comes in, and he still looks pissed. And I guess this is like the ongoing storyline. Like throughout the whole night, we see these little clips of Owens trying to get Jericho's forgiveness, and Jericho just like ignoring him and stuff. So Jericho looked pissed right now, and he suddenly grabs Owens and does the code breaker on him. And everyone's like, I guess that friendship's over. But the thing is, when you get the code breaker, that causes a disqualification, so Owens still keeps the title. So while everyone's recovering from the shock of this, Jericho gives Owens the belt and gives him a hug and stuff, which shows that I guess he was, their friendship's good now. I guess the code breaker was just to get out of the way, but it does show that since this is a disqualification, hey, you keep your title, hey, I'm not mad at you anymore, hey, so they hug each other, they're friends and all that crap. But in the end, Rollins came out of nowhere, and this is what's confusing me. I'm not really sure if Rollins and Reigns are friends now or something, or whatever, but they both attacked the living crap out of of Jericho, slammed his ass through a announcement table. They also grabbed Owens and slammed his ass through like the backstage equipment table floor thing, whatever that is, that broke apart. And so I guess they're friends. They did a little bro fist. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know if they're friends for real, or it's just because both of them are equally sick of both Jericho and Owens. I don't know, but it ended the match there, and that's it. So what can I say about the pay-per-view? I was super shocked that the New Day lost, but the way they lost was awesome. That fake out, and Cesaro sacrificing himself as the fake legal man, while what am I saying? While Sheamus won as the legal man. I mean, that was a very clever way. They were going to lose. I guess that was a clever way. And honestly speaking, there weren't that many tag teams that could have beat them. I guess the only ones possibly Anderson and Gallows, because they're also the same thing. They're also like no-nonsense guys, but I don't care about them. I wouldn't want them to win the titles. So I guess it's kind of interesting to see Cesaro and Sheamus win the titles. We'll see how long that lasts. But overall, I guess my review was kind of okay. It's just the whole Charlotte thing just put a bad taste in my mouth. It really did. It just pissed me off, and it just ruined the mood for the night. I don't know why. I know it's just wrestling or whatever, but it just pisses me off so much. And I really want to know the behind the scenes reasons, or why the WWE creative or Vince McMahon or whoever thought this was like the way to go. I mean, you just knew this had to end with Sasha winning the title and just getting rid of Charlotte, but no, I guess not. It's just weird. The bad guys win all the time. It seems the good guys win, keep the title for a week, and lose it. And then when the bad guys win, they keep it forever. Becky Lynch had the title for a bit, and she would keep delaying the match for whatever reason. But once she actually had her match with Alexa Bliss, she lost. And now I guess Alexa Bliss is also going to have the title for a year or so. I don't know. So yeah, that's it for now. I don't really have any much more things to say. Just, I don't know. I mean, that just ruined the whole match for me. The New Day was interesting. I gotta say it's interesting. That's the only thing that kind of stood out for me, because the other matches I didn't really care that much. I guess Neville's big shock thing was kind of shocking. We'll see where he goes with this new angle. but everything else just either I didn't care for or I just got pissed off over the Charlotte. It really pissed me off. I don't know why. I've not been so pissed off over any other match. I don't think anything pissed me off in wrestling as much as this did, because I am just so fucking sick and tired of Charlotte. I don't think not even Nikki Bella pissed me off as much when she also kept winning through cheating over and over and over. This just really got me. So anyways, guys, Mark Rodriguez here, WWE Aftershock, and we'll see you next time. The next one's going to be a big one because it's going to be Royal Rumble, and the first guys in are Goldberg. I think Goldberg's the first one in, and Brock Lesnar's the second one in. And the thing is, I gotta say though, if Goldberg's the first guy in and Lesnar's the second guy in, I feel real bad for whoever's the third guy in, even the fourth or fifth guy. I feel bad for whoever goes in after those two. So anyways, guys, Mark Rodriguez here. See y'all next time.
What do they have against Sasha Banks winning? I don't know why they can't make her keep the title. Look at this bullshit. I honestly feel like turning off the TV. I don't even give a shit about Roman Reigns and Owens. Fucking shit.